I'm Mike. I'm a builder in Vancouver, BC, and this is Belle, 2016 Mercedes Sprinter, built in 2022. And we're going to do a walk around of the vehicle to kind of show you all the add-ons and how it's set up for van life. Upgraded tires on the front, pretty stock on the exterior. What we can't see up on the roof is 200 watts of solar, as well as the fan that's been added on. This is our rental company, so we actually build and rent these vehicles for people to explore British Columbia, Washington, all the way down the coast to San Diego. This is the power hookup, so if you want to hook up and you're running a little bit low. In 2 years of running this business, we've only ever had one person kill a van because it is charging as you're driving. It's charging with the solar, so you never really have to hook up as long as you're putting some miles on the vehicle. So we'll get into the electronics in a bit, but you have reading lights off the back that dim. So if you're in bed at the end of the night, you can catch up on your books. Super simple water hookup. We just have twist off, nautical, water inlet, as well as the overflow. So there's no gauges inside to tell you how full the water tank is. You just keep filling it till this overflows, and then you got a full 32 gallons of water. The back end, we have eyelid windows on both sides. So they are awning style. So basically they open like this, which allows you to open up in the rain. So a lot of older vans have the slider styles, which aren't so rain friendly, especially in Vancouver or BC, where we experience the effects of the rainforest. I used to have a 1981 Westphalia with the pop top. So when I had that, I love the ability to be able to go to different campsites and pop things up super quick. If you hit rain, you can shut it down really fast and hit the road and go to a new spot. So I wanted to think of a way to do that more reliably for people, just because that vehicle is kind of known for mechanical upkeep. So if you're not mechanically inclined, which I am, and it was still trouble, I wanted to allow people to be able to do that. So the business started with Subaru Crosstreks with the rooftop tents. We would build the system off the back that had a stove and a sink, and we'd also have a fridge in the back and a little Jackery 500 in the back to power your electronics and the fridge. And it just naturally evolved into the vans that you can stand in proper without having to worry about popping anything up. So our first van was a 2016, second van, this one, 2016. And then our newest van, which is behind the camera, is a 2024. So we're just growing with that model. People tend to love the driving of the Mercedes, and that's how the business kind of evolved. So a lot of people have wet storage just kind of under here in your steps. It's nice if your boots are muddy, water's always going to continue to flow out. In this van, there's additional storage underneath that you can put shoes in, or in this case, blankets as the weather cools down here. When we jump in the van, one big thing we added in after building our first van was the front spinning seat. And we added the other seat up front as well. And the reason why we did that is just to leave a permanent space for you to sit and eat without having to take things down to enjoy your space. We find with builds that have seats in the back, there's a process where you have to dismantle the bed at the end of the day, which can be, or at the beginning of the day or end of the day, which can be a bit of a pain in the butt. So we have a super simple bed system that kind of coordinates with the seat to get up into the back. So it's just on two piano hinges. We have a board, kind of a cheese board, come out, and then you just add your bed in. And it does cover up your sink, but you have enough surface area coverage with the cutting board that you're not gonna punch through, which is nice. But this is basically how you get into bed at the end of the day, which is super simple. And then when you get up in the morning, just a few seconds, take it down, and basically start your day or wash your dishes. In this van, just one unique feature is the transom shower slash sink faucet. So here's your on-off switch. So it's a 6-foot hose, so you can use it as an outdoor shower, which is awesome. You have 32 gallons of water, and then you can also use it in your sink for when you're cleaning your dishes. So we're just, in this van, we just try to simplify things, make it super easy for you to kind of utilize everything and make it really utilitarian and nothing too fancy. Under that sink, you have more storage for whatever you have. In the back, the reading lights we talked about earlier, max air fan over your bed. So as we discussed, you can pop your windows open and they open awning style. So once you get your fan going, you get some fresh air coming over your body while you're sleeping, keep you nice and cool in the summer. And then the screens keep the bugs out. In every van we build, we have a full shelf system from front to back where everybody ends up putting their clothes or linens, all their sleeping gear. So I would say if you're looking more in the mid-tier region, I would expect to spend about 6 figures on something that's pre-built, unless you have something or the ability and a space to build your own, which you can save a significant amount of money. And then we're talking about what kind of equipment goes into the vehicle, which will vary substantially. So it's not a question I can answer specifically. It's an individual type question. But if you're going for a used vehicle, my recommendation would to go with something under 100,000 kilometers, so you get a lot of life out of it. The price of the used vehicle market is changing substantially right now, month to month. I think we're currently in a decreasing era, and we'll see sort of where we land come next spring. And then this is how we keep track of the battery. It's just a Renogy power screen up front for more power. For our 110, we have a USB hookups, USB-C, then plugs for your laptops or anything that requires a little more juice. And we'll get into the power system in the back that has a 2,000 watt inverter. This is our our light switch. So it's a super simple little 12 volt light switch. It's on a magnet, so you can chuck it up onto anywhere. People will tend to put it in the back when they go to bed. And the great thing about it is it's a dimmer as well. For the sake of filming, I won't use that at this moment. And then to kind of wrap up the power system in the front, we have 2 more items, the stove and then the heater. So the stove is a really easy 12 volt system that is run off of propane. So we use 1 pound recyclable containers, or you can buy one to refill if you are a regular user of your vehicle. All your kitchen supplies are stored in the front. So we have a French press, coffee grinder, your pantry, and then just cleaning supplies. And for our renters, we always put in a fire extinguisher just in case, and then bear spray because we get a lot of European hikers, and just want to make sure that they're safe as they explore the province. So the type of people that tend to get into this lifestyle that I've met, I do know a traveling nurse that does it. I do know a stationary nurse that does it as well, who lives up in Squamish, British Columbia, and she's done a year in hers. So people that are looking to save money definitely is a big plus. So if you're looking to buy a property eventually, that's a good way to supplement your down payment by living in a van temporarily. And from what we've seen over the last few years, the resale value is quite good. So when you take your vehicle down the line and you're looking to sell it, you do get some money back, which is good. So it tends to be a low investment. And I think where that culture started, from what I saw, was in Australia, where people purchase vans, sort of southern Australia, and they travel up the Gold Coast and sell it on the other side when they get to the end. Similarly with motorcycles in Asia and that kind of thing. To wrap things up in the front here, it's just the heating system near the front door. So it's just a planter heater. They're based in Langley, British Columbia. So just one touch to get the screen on, one touch to start the system. And then the heater actually comes out underneath the passenger seat. You can see the vent pointing out, which is totally rotatable. So you can get the air flowing down, or you can send it up towards the ceiling to your bed. So left or right to adjust the temperatures, once for off, very easy. So one of the unexpected things that happens when you start to get into van building and what you don't foresee, anytime you start on a new project, when I say that, I mean different shapes, so different vans, whether you're working on a Mercedes or a Dodge or a Ford or anything in between, is the different shapes inside. So you're constantly scribing and shaping your materials to fit those odd curves and corners. You're learning about different products as you go. some things that I wish I knew would be products that would, withstand more abuse, or products that are more friendly with temperature change. So in a van, sometimes they do sit in the winter, and freezing can take its effect on adhesives or certain materials, or moisture can affect something differently, or a faucet might not be as winter rated as you want it to be. So that's something that you're always thinking about moving on to the next project, and things you can change or things you can do differently. So our power system in the back, we kind of call it a no frills, zero maintenance system. So Mark, I'll let you kind of pop in there and have a look just into here. It is kind of awkward, but we do have a light to light up to see what's going on. So we have a 2000 watt inverter, which powers the plugs and stove up front. 12 to 12 system, so we're charging as we're driving, and then also it's combined with the solar system as well, so we can see we're activated and working. Bus bars, on and off switches for the systems, master switch to turn everything off. One thing, it's kind of just a simple thing with the cheese holes in the bed. You're able to kind of put in strapping if you want to store skis or anything like that. This van has an axle mount for bikes, so you can take off the front wheel of your bike and still fit it in. The bike tends to sit out maybe 7-8 inches past the bed as it's dismantled, so you can still utilize the inside of the van. If you do want to peek at the water to see where you're at, if you're curious, versus using the outside just overflow system, we do have an access hatch at the top, and then additional power and water hose for filling up the system. And our new van build that we're working on and just picked up last week will be based off of this system, different color scheme. Our first step is done with the new vinyl floor put in, and then we'll build up as we go. And this is a 2024 Mercedes Sprinter. A lot of the layout will be the same, and it'll be a cool van when it's done. So my personal philosophy is I want to be able to pass on what I've experienced, and that's the way I've designed the business, which gives me lots of freedom, and it's a feel-good business because you get to live vicariously through your customers. So I share where I've been, where I've stayed, secret spots where there is space to enjoy what we have in our backyard. So if you want to keep track of what we're up to, you're welcome to follow us on social media, which is at Dusk and Dawn Adventure. You can go to our website, www.duskanddawn.com, or you're welcome to rent from us. We're based on the platform Outdoorsy, or you can rent directly from our website.
Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please share it with a friend. Also, if you want to watch more alternative dwellings, we got a playlist popping up right here, and we release new episodes every single Sunday, so consider subscribing.